Hi there. I'm Matt Kula, and my partner is Shabir Vijapura. And for our final project for CSC 438, we decided to create an application that is an online menu crowdsourcing application. So basically, what we were thinking was when you're in a restaurant, you want to know what the best meal that they serve is, or like what's the most popular item that they have. So we created something where you can go online and check what everyone's eaten there, the thing that's most eaten, pictures and maybe comments about that type of that food on the menu, and just see what people will like in general. Categorize. You can also find like really like new things that you've eaten at this place, and maybe secret things that maybe aren't on the menu. Who knows? So we also use two APIs for our project. One is the Google Maps API, and one is the Loku API. And I'll show you what those are for in a moment. Um, but actually, we'll just go and start right now. Go to the homepage. So I'm all logged in here from the last session. So number one, it opens up a Google map on the front page. What this does is use geolocation to find out where you are right now, and put the map right smack dab in the middle there. So I'm actually right here, so got it correct. And then it gets all of the restaurants within about a 500-meter range from both the Google Maps and Local APIs, as I said. So you might be wondering why we use two APIs to get all the information about restaurants. Because number one, we use Google Maps because of the amount of information that they have. They have so many restaurants, and they basically like can document everything, and they're just really reliable. So then why would we need Loku? Well, we decided we need Loku because they have an API where restaurants can actually pay to get their menus online through their API for people to use. So we actually can like generate some real information from their API onto ours for restaurants that might have had nothing otherwise from Google Maps. So this is actually a really cool feature that you'll see in a little bit. So I'm already logged in. You can drag around to see the different um, restaurants around me. You have taverns, you got pizza, you have home bistro. So we'll find one over here. In general, the ones on top are from Google Maps, and the ones on the bottom are from the local API. So that's how we can kind of differentiate them for right now. So let's say we'll go into a Google Maps one right now, Chicago Diner. So there's nothing here, as I said, because of Google Maps, and they don't have any menu APIs. So what I would do is I'd go in and say what I'm eating. I would say maybe I got a hamburger. Give it a description: a quarter pound burger that was medium well. You could even choose upload a photo if you'd like, and then you can add a bunch of tags, which is a really cool feature. I will show you why it's important later. But I can say good price. You also have to say something like dinner. You could also say it doesn't matter, not vegan. So there's just a few things you can put in, and you submit it, and then it pops up right here with all of its tags. So that's pretty cool for right now. But then we can also go check into another one that has more information. So here we're going to go look at the Loku API, and we'll choose one. We'll choose Yoshi's Cafe. So what is interesting is that by the way we structured our application, we are not using any unnecessary data in our database. This was a conscious choice. So our choices were to constantly be scraping the Loku API for all of their menu items, for all the new restaurants and everything, or we could go kind of decide what the people can kind of generate it by themselves. So with the sacrifice of a little bit of user interface, the first time they click, as you might have seen, there was nothing on there, but it takes a second and it loads everything up, and then it gets all their tags. So right there, it's actually saving them all into our database at that point. So rather than having all those unnecessarily, the first person to go onto this page we'll load it up. It'll take a second to load, but then it will actually add those all to our database so we have them for next time. So we're not saving unnecessary ones that people will never ever visit on this website, but we are generating it on the fly as we go, which saves us in space and I think it was a pretty cool conscious decision. So another thing that we can do is look through here, and as you see, there's some as these are actually defined by the local API as well. They're like the menu sections, or they're user defined by the restaurants on the Loku. So we took like the sections or whatever they defined and put them as tags. So these ones say starters on them. These ones say salads. These ones are entrees, and there's a whole bunch. So what we can go and do is search through these tags. We can look for starters. As you see, starters are up here, and they're all starters. We can look for brunch, or we may not even need to type out the entire word. So as you see, you can search by that. You can also search by words. So this one's called fruit plate. I'll search fruit. It just gives that one. We'll go back here, back to the home page. So I'll just show you how it loads again. One I have not gone to, we'll go to PS Bangkok. And there'll be nothing there, and then it'll load up. As you see, they'll all quickly go down, and then it'll basically refresh with all the tags onto it. So as I described, that's how we save space in our database while just waiting for users to kind of generate our data for us. So another thing that we can do is go into any one of these menu items and basically view the information here, or we can have the name, the description, and also the picture would be here if Logo gave us a picture, or if the person uploading gave us a picture. And this is where any user can add a tag to a food item. So for this one, we could add delicious. It says vegetarian here. We'll also put it here, vegetarian. We'll add soy sauce, just so we can add different like dimensions of the food and different ways that people could search for it. And as you look down here, everyone can also add comments about the food. So if you like the food, you didn't like the food, if it was overcooked, undercooked, you can kind of leave your thoughts about it, and you can also add a picture of it as well. So I'll say these dumplings were delicious. And right now I'll go search for a dumpling picture on YouTube or on Google, but usually this is something that you should upload from your phone. So we'll grab this. It's kind of a big picture. So that one. I'll grab this picture. Copy the URL. We'll save it here. So these would be normally uploaded from your phone. Picture that you took. Should look good or bad. So submit it, and then you can see all the comments. So see what people have said about them. You can see a picture of what they should look like, or what they would look like, what they have looked like. You can download this file too. That's my browser that's hovering, but so then we can go back to the menu, and as we added those extra tags, so for this one we'll also add delicious, whatever you want to add. So that saves it up there. You go back to the menu. All these things are all saved now. So it's showing all of the different tags that each food item has. And then up here, now I can search for delicious. So as you see, the search bar not only looks for the ones in the tags, the names in the tags, but also searches through the item description. As you can see, delicious here, and you can see delicious right here. You can search for vegetarian. So if it's in the name, if it's in the description, they have this restaurant has it in the name, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure if they have any vegan things. Maybe not. No. So that describes that process, and we also have this little button right here, the I'm eating this button. So when you click on this button, it'll just up this number, so you can see like what the most popular item is. So obviously, if you go to somewhere like Ann Sather's, who has delicious cinnamon rolls, if you're from out of town, you might not know that. But if everyone's eating these cinnamon rolls, or for here these chive dumplings, um, and then you're gonna see that. Oh, I should probably try that. That looks probably delicious. And then you can check the comments and see what other people have said about them, of course. And also, we thought of having it only being able to press like I'm eating this once, um, but we decided that is probably a better option to have. You can do it any number of times because we don't know how many times you're going to eat at a restaurant or what um, if you're going to purchase it or whatnot. Um, so you can have it many times. So we thought it best not to restrict anybody from clicking I'm eating this. Um, so that's that. And now I'll go check out the code a little bit that we have created. The hardest part that we had to go through was the integration with Google Maps and Logu. This is our code for our index.html, so our homepage. And basically, we had to do the same block of code for the Google Maps and Logu. Here's our search for the Logu up here. So for each one we had to go through, we had to basically call to the database if it's the first time. So we checked that, and then we add all the markers to the Google Maps page. We also do the same thing for the Google, who has their own API for this sort of thing that you can download. And then this is where we initialize, so we use the GPS coordinates, and then we've used those to send those to the Google Maps and Logu, and then it sends just the restaurants around you. So that's our project. Hopefully you liked it. I could definitely see this becoming a real thing because everyone was always asking about what should I order at this place, what's the best kind of food, what's new, what maybe if you want to say I want a secret item on the menu that it's not on the actual menu, but others have told you about it. So this is the place that you can kind of gather all that information about different places. So thank you and have a good night.